Anyway, right, well, right, you ready? Well, I'm Uncle Wes Mann, and I'm here today to do the smoking ceremony. We're on the land of the Barramatical people. Barramatical was part of the Darug Nation. Now, I'm Biggamble. I come from southern Queensland. I've been here for many, many years, and I've done many, many smoking ceremonies. But smoking ceremonies are very special. My earliest memories of smoking are when strangers come to your camp, someone you don't know, and before they can get permission to come into the camp, they have to be smoked. It's to keep all the bad things away that we've had. We used to baptise newborn babies. The women would dig a hole in the ground, put a coolamin into the ground. A coolamin is a wooden dish that the women used to carry everything in. Place their babies into the coolamin and run the smoke over them. It's to get rid of all the bad stuff that can come from children, from the mother's womb when the mother was born and when the mother gave birth. And we use it for weddings. Whatever happened before the smoking doesn't mean a thing. It's forgotten. It's what comes after. It comes out of a new beginning. And people who died, we send them on into the next life with the smoking ceremony because they have to go on into the next life before they can be reincarnated. And we believe in reincarnation. It's something that's very, very special. And I think sometimes when I'm doing the smoking. Sometimes when I'm doing the smoking and people come, Aboriginal people like to walk through the smoke and get rid of all the bad things that they bring with them. I think anyone, doesn't matter who you are, what colour, what creed, wherever you are, whatever, the smoke, anyone who's touched by the smoke is not a good thing.
stand for the academic procession, and following that, the playing of the national anthem. The academic procession will process down the side and then come up the centre. And once they're all in position, then the national anthem will be played. And you'll be asked to take off your trencher during the singing of that national anthem. Now, at the conclusion of that, you put it back on. Now, mine is a hard one. Some of them are floppy, collapsible. There's a short and a short front and a large back. It's the large part that goes at the back, okay? Otherwise, it's quite uncomfortable. I've tried it. And when you put it on, don't do this, because you're going to have your photograph taken later, and you don't want to look like a woolly bear. So, on the left, at the back, okay? That's the usual position where most of them are, as I can see now. Some of you have them tied there with a little loop, I think, so they shouldn't come off. But back, left-hand side. Okay, guys? Then, after that, you'll be asked to stand again. And now this is the most important part of the ceremony, because the registrar will certify that you have done everything that you should do. And you change from graduands to graduates with a T and not a D. So following that, we will take you out around the back. And the last row will go first. Okay, and there will be ushers who will call you forward and follow them around the back to the back corner over there near where the Torres Strait Islander flag is. But don't come up, we won't let you go up straight away, because I'll be there checking your names, and then another person will be there giving you your testamers, which is this document. Okay? And once that's done, you'll walk across to the bottom of the ramp and proceed up. Now, there might be a couple of helpers there to make sure, you know, this is in the right spot and that's in the right spot. You know, the point frontwards, not out the side, or you don't have it like that. Okay, so that'll all be fixed up for you, so don't worry. And then you'll come up the ramp, and colleague Ken will be there to check your name off again. You know, these double checks, very important. And then Ken will ask you to proceed across to that stand on the right, that lectern on the right, where the professor or the dean of the faculty will read your name. And today it will be Professor Martina Mollering. She will read your name, and you will stand probably about that far away from her, and she will salute you. She will do that. And we ask that you do the same thing. Okay? If you forget, don't worry. But yeah, it's nice. Looks good. So if you do that, that's fine. And that's the hard part. Gone. Done and dusted. But there is one more very important part, and that is you will walk across to meet the Chancellor, who today, well, the Chancellor is the Honourable Michael Egan AO, and he will be presiding today and this morning. He will shake your hand, and you'll have your photograph taken. So it's important to have this showing. You know. Pretty good stuff, this. You know, shake hands, wish him well, or he'll wish you. He'll have something to say to you. I don't know what he says, but it'll be a bit of banter. Now from there, don't go down there. No, not down there. Walk across here, go all the way around the back, down the ramp, walk all the way back down there to your row, and an usher will put you into a seat. Now, this is important, you won't necessarily go to the same seat, okay? Because you will go out first and you'll come in last. Sorry, you'll come back in first, but you could be up there, okay? So don't leave any valuables on your seat or under your seat, because I can't guarantee that they'll be there at the end, unless there's a few $100 bills that, you know, I might take an interest in. But take everything with you, leave it around the back if you like, phones, things like that, and come back then and pick it up before you come and sit down, okay? We'll have that little service there for you. Now, phones. We all have one. I better turn mine off on silent. Let me do that. Yep, it's on silent. Please, we ask on stage, no selfies. Please? Okay. Don't be tempted. But no selfies, please. It's an important ceremony, and we ask that you sort of maintain the dignity of that ceremony. But by all means, once you leave, as many as you like outside, and put them on, #MQ, something, I think, or grad. I'm not sure, I'm not into that stuff. But put them on Facebook, put everything on Facebook, put it on Twitter or whatever else it's called. And then you can proceed down. Well, sorry, first of all, you've got to get up. At the end of the ceremony, the mace bearer will lead the procession out, followed by the Chancellor, followed by the academic staff, and you walk down the centre aisle, turn left and go down towards the statues, down towards the lake. And there you can have photographs taken and all sorts of stuff. And then following that, go to the tent and have a bit of a feed and a bit of a drink and say hello to your rellies and all that sort of stuff. And that's the end of it. It's all over. Now, PhD guys, when you shake the Chancellor's hand, you can sit in the back row for me, okay? So you'll follow them out. And then when you do process out, 2 rows at a time, okay? Saves a lot of bother. Okay, so we probably check my notes. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, thanks for listening, and good luck.
Good morning, everyone. Would like to welcome our graduates, families and friends here on what is a very special day for you, your Macquarie University graduation ceremony. Firstly, I would like to ask you all to please ensure that your mobile phone has been switched off. There are a couple of items I need to run through before the ceremony starts. Firstly, you are all welcome to take photographs during the ceremony. However, we do ask that you remain in your seats so that you do not impede the view of the other guests. Under no circumstances should anyone stand in the centre aisle or approach the stage. Please note that this ceremony will be streamed live on the Macquarie University YouTube channel. Should we have a situation that requires us to evacuate the building, please follow the instructions of our security staff. There are 4 exits from the graduation hall, 1 in each corner of the building, 2 in the back corners and 2 in the front. You will also find our safety information on the back page of your program. Plaques, frames and photography services are available in the atrium building next to the refreshments marquee. If you have pre-ordered a frame or plaque, please make sure you collect it there today. In a moment, the Chancellor of Macquarie University, the Honourable Michael Egan AO, accompanied by the academic procession, will enter the graduation hall. When the procession has arrived on the stage, Advance Australia Fair will be performed and you're invited to join in the singing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the academic procession.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Auntie Kerry Kenton, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country. Auntie Kerry. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce the Chancellor of Macquarie University, the Honourable Michael Egan AO. Chancellor.
Well, thank you, Auntie Kerry, for that lovely welcome to country. Well, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and usually we have some babies and tiny tots. They're usually down the back there because their parents want to beat a hasty retreat whenever they start to make a noise. Now, I just want to tell you, you're not to do that. Children are very welcome at our graduations. All celebrations, and a graduation is a celebration, are enhanced by the presence and the noise of children. And in any event, we have found from experience that if a child wails throughout a graduation ceremony, it's a good sign. It means they're back within 25 years. to take out their first PhD. Now, I can only actually spot one baby so far, but I'm sure there's some more down there. We've got a freshly hatched 3-week-old baby over there. So that baby is particularly welcome. Well, now, it's my very great privilege as Chancellor of Macquarie University to preside at this very important celebration today. And first, I welcome all of our graduands, and we have about 190 today. That's quite a number. And I hope that this will be a very happy and a very memorable occasion for all of you. Now, it will only be a happy occasion if you all relax and make a point of enjoying the day rather than being nervous. Some of you look relaxed, but some of you look as though you're about to go into the exam room rather than collect a degree. So nothing can go wrong today. You've just got to sit back and enjoy it. The only thing that can go wrong is this thing might fall over. If it does, we pick it up and we plonk it back on. Or, as sometimes happens, you fall as you walk across the stage. Well, that's fine too, because we always have someone here who's designated to pick you up. And today, that's Margaret Pomerantz and David Stratton, and that's their job. So, but it's important that you enjoy the day because you deserve to. Graduating is a great achievement. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind. You need determination and perseverance, and you need to make many sacrifices. So welcome and congratulations to each and every one of you. Today I also want to welcome, and especially welcome those of you who are sitting behind our graduands or on that side of the room who have come as the invited guests of our graduands. Because if you think about it for a moment or two, you've obviously done very well yourselves. The very fact that you're here, the fact that you've been invited by one of our graduands to share one of the great days of their lives is proof positive that you've been very important in their lives and in the successes that we celebrate today. So mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, cousins, sons and daughters, grandmothers, grandfathers, friends, husbands, wives, partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, lovers, or whatever you are, congratulations and thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. And I don't want you to think either that observing today's graduation is the end of your role, because I have another important service for you to perform for our newest graduates as they'll soon become. I want you to make sure that the degrees they receive today are never ever put in a bottom drawer, but are always proudly displayed in a position of prominence. In other words, if our graduands are too self-effacing to proclaim their success, you make sure that you do it for them. Now, the ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the ones our graduands are wearing today and participating in ceremonies just like this one. Indeed, there are some 50 universities in the world which can trace their history back more than 500 years. Now, obviously, Macquarie is not one of them. We're, by comparison, very young, only 51 years old. We proudly take our name from Australia's greatest colonial governor, Governor Lachlan Macquarie, a man whose greatness and achievements were never acknowledged by his contemporaries, but only by history. Those of us who went to school in New South Wales learned that Macquarie was a great builder. But his greatest legacy had nothing to do with bricks and mortar. It was the ethos he established, much to the chagrin of the British authorities, of an egalitarian society, because it was Macquarie's insistence that in this fledgling convict colony there be no distinction between the free and the freed that was the foundation of the Australian notion of a fair go for all. And that is a legacy that here at Macquarie we will always aim to maintain and honour. After our first 51 years, we now have more than 167,000 Macquarie graduates living in more than 142 countries. Macquarie is a very modern and outward-looking university. From our beginnings, we've defied the traditional boundaries of academia, we've pioneered and continue to pioneer learning and teaching approaches that challenge conventions and shift thinking. Our students play a major role in their own learning and are empowered to guide what and how they learn. We're also research pioneers. Our framework for the future, world-leading research with world-changing impact, is brought to life by renowned researchers whose bold and innovative solutions to issues of global significance greatly benefit the world we live in. And that's not an idle boast. For example, not too many people understand that Wi-Fi, something that most of us use almost every day, was developed by Macquarie University scientists in conjunction with CSIRO scientists. So it's not something that comes from Oxford University or Stanford or Harvard. It's here in Australia where Wi-Fi was developed with our scientists and the CSIRO scientists, something I'm sure you'll agree we can be very proud of. And I might say that these approaches to learning and teaching and to research are the reason that Macquarie is ranked among the top 2% of universities in the world. We've also been investing heavily in new facilities. On your way here today, you might have seen our Macquarie University Hospital, which is only a few years old. The hospital forms part of a very exciting medical enterprise, which will become Australia's first fully integrated academic health sciences centre under the leadership of a university. And it really is a fine hospital. I can attest to that personally, because the year before last I was a patient there for 3 days. And I can assure you that the standard of care is just phenomenal, particularly if you're the Chancellor. Other outstanding facilities include the Australian Hearing Hub, which is a world-leading institute in hearing and language sciences, a state-of-the-art media centre, a newly launched simulation hub for teaching and research, and cutting-edge science labs. So we're looking forward and we're on the move. Here at Macquarie, we have a very clear and straightforward mission, and that mission is to transform people's lives and to improve the lives not just of our own students, but also of people all around the globe by the work and achievement of our graduates and by the fruit of our research. We want Macquarie always to be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of knowledge and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. And graduands, in just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's our pleasure at today's ceremony to honour, in accordance with the resolution of the University Council, Ms Margaret Ann Pomerantz and Mr David James Stratton for admission to the degree of Doctor of Letters Honoris Causa of Macquarie University. I now invite Professor Bruce Doughton, Vice-Chancellor of Macquarie University, to read the citations. Professor Doughton.
Thank you, Chancellor. I now invite Ms Margaret Pomerantz and Mr David Stratton to please stand for the citation. As two of this country's most experienced film reviewers and critics, Ms Margaret Pomerantz and Mr David Stratton are an institution of Australian culture. Throughout almost 3 decades together on national television, they debated the best and the worst of film. In doing so, they became esteemed by the Australian public for their passion and knowledge, and respected by industry peers for their critical insight and dedication to industry issues. Whilst they are frequently considered in terms of their partnership, their separate achievements in Australian and international film industries are very notable as well, and position them as distinguished individuals, each in their own right. Born and raised in Sydney, Ms. Margaret Pomerantz's love of film was inspired by the Saturday afternoon matinees she watched as a child at her local cinema. She began studying at the University of Sydney before, as I'm sure the Chancellor would note wisely, she transferred to the newly opened Macquarie University, where she enrolled for an arts degree majoring in German and psychology. After graduating from Macquarie University, Ms. Pomerantz was selected to attend the Playwrights Studio at the National Institute of Dramatic Arts. In 1980, she became a writer and producer at the newly formed Special Broadcasting Services, SBS, a groundbreaking station that helped forge the concept of a multicultural Australia. Her roles there included serving as an executive producer of Front Up, Subsonics, and the Australian Film Institute Awards. Ms. Pomerantz became a national media celebrity after she and Mr. David Stratton established and began co-hosting the movie show in 1986. What was intended as a temporary role for Ms. Pomerantz turned into an acclaimed and enduring 18-year partnership. In 2004, the movie show switched channels to the ABC, where it was rebadged as At the Movies. The show continued running for another 10 years until 2014. In a taped tribute during the emotional final show, film star Russell Crowe said the pair had become a revered part of our cultural landscape. A former president of Film Critics Circle of Australia, Ms. Pomerantz is also known for her feisty leadership in the campaign against film censorship in this country. Also a former chair of the Watch on Censorship, Ms. Pomerantz has been an outspoken campaigner for the rights of adults to read, see, and indeed hear what they choose. In 2003, she was briefly detained by the police after attempting a public screening of the movie Ken Park, which was banned at that time by the Office of Film and Literature Classification. In 2005, Ms. Pomerantz was appointed a member of the Order of Australia for her service to the film industry as a critic and reviewer, promoter of Australian content, and advocate for freedom of expression in film. Mr. David Stratton's love affair with film began at an early age. Born at the start of World War II in Wiltshire in the United Kingdom, he was sent to Hampshire to see out the war with his grandmother. She was an avid film goer and took him regularly to the local cinemas to watch movies. After the war, Mr. Stratton became entranced with foreign films and at the age of 19 founded a film society in Melksham, his hometown. He migrated to Australia in 1963 and 3 years later became a director of the Sydney Film Festival. He retained his position as director for 18 years and was deeply involved in the renaissance of Australian film. In 1980, Mr. Stratton joined SBS as a feature film consultant. He introduced and hosted the SBS Movie of the Week and later Cinema Classics before joining Ms. Pomerantz to co-host the movie show. Throughout his career, Mr. Stratton has been an outspoken advocate for freedom of expression, fighting film censorship imposed on festivals, and challenging the more heavy-handed decisions of the Australian Classification Board. He played an instrumental role in bringing the R18+ classification. Mr. Stratton is a highly regarded expert on international cinema, particularly French cinema. Twice president of the International Federation of Film Critics in Cannes and once in Venice, Mr. Stratton has also served as a member of the international jury in Berlin, Montreal, Venice, and Karlovy. Ironically, in 1969, he became a target of the Australian Security Service, ASIO, which filmed him visiting the Soviet embassy to obtain a visa to attend the film festival in Moscow. Among Mr. Stratton's many awards are Commander of the Order of Arts and Letters, awarded by the French government for his services to cinema, the Centenary Medal for his contribution to Australian society and film. In 2015, he was appointed also a member of the Order of Australia for services to the film industry as a critic and as an ambassador for Australian film. Chancellor, it is with extraordinary pleasure that I present to you Ms. Margaret Pomerantz and Mr. David Stratton for the award of the degrees Doctor of Letters honoris causa.
Margaret Pomerantz and David Stratton, in the name of the Council of Macquarie University and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit each of you to the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa. Congratulations. It is now my pleasure to first invite Margaret Pomerantz to give an occasional address, and Margaret will be followed by David. Dr. Margaret Pomerantz.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the faculty, staff, distinguished guests, graduates and their families, and friends. I'm so extremely touched by everything here today. And I want to start first by thanking Macquarie University for giving me this great honour with this degree. It is my alma mater, and in fact it played a really significant role in my life. I'd been a very unsuccessful undergraduate at Sydney University, studying economics. And I was amazed to learn much later that I was part of the first great influx of women into university, because the year I started, there were many of us, and many from my school, most of whom went on to do extremely well. I floundered with economics and ended up doing a 3-year teaching stint, the first year of which took me to a rural school in northern New South Wales. When a married woman wanted my position, I was posted back to Sydney, to Normanhurst Boys High School. Macquarie had been established in 1964, and I wanted to know about the possibilities of continuing my degree here. When I must just, as an aside, when I turned up, a lot of the staff from Sydney University economics faculty had come to Macquarie, and when they saw me entering the room to enrol, they sort of, put the sign of the devil up against me. I don't think I was wanted in economics anymore. But it turned out that Macquarie would give me credit for all the subjects I'd passed in economics at Sydney and allow me to transfer to a course of my choice. Well, I still didn't choose particularly sensibly. I opted to study German and psychology with a sidebar in earth sciences, which helped my teaching of geography, which I'd dropped after third year high school. For the first time, I was excited about what I was learning. And here I'd like to pay tribute to Professor Len McGlashan. He was an inspiring teacher, a humanist, and not just in thought, but in practice. I want to share a memory with you from those early days. Macquarie was nothing like it appears now. It was a desolate place. No trees, just these towering, dark edifices. But I must say it was easy to park. Lots of spare land. I remember Barry Humphries coming out here for a lunchtime talk, and when the university was pointed out to him from a distance, he thought it looked like an asbestos factory. He shared that observation with us, and we all laughed. But I think many of us knew that despite the desolate landscape, it was actually a most exciting place to be. The rather strange choice of studying German led me on a path which, in a rather convoluted way, led me to the career I've had in this country. I look back now to that one decision and realise how significant a choice it was for me. It led me mid-degree to Europe, where I was tremendously influenced by some of the brilliant minds I met there, and by an immersion into a culture very, very different from what I'd known. My oral German improved enormously, which impressed McGlashan no end. Returning to Australia in early 71, I continued my degree and graduated in 72, sitting my final exams 7 months pregnant. But university is not just about acquired academic knowledge, it's about expanding your world, being challenged on many levels, academically, politically, socially, and environmentally. I felt really privileged to be part of that world, and I do worry these days that so much of university life is driven by an economic impetus. Young people are desperate to find jobs once they graduate. The competition is horrendous. At SBS we had amazing people working in our subtitling unit. There were doctors of philosophy. It was an incredible place to be. Universities are driven by the need to be financially viable. I was a part beneficiary of the Whitlam years of free university education, which gave access to studies to people who would never otherwise have considered it. I worry about young people leaving university with debts totalling many thousands of dollars, and I worried about talented young people who actually choose not to pursue the studies because of that later burden. We're a rich country, a young country. We should be investing in our future. And if our present Prime Minister is correct, innovation is the pathway to that future. We should be investing in the minds of our young people so that they too can be excited about the possibilities of their brains, their imaginations. I'm really proud to be a graduate of this university, one of 167,000. I'm so proud of what you've grown into in this place. It's a most dynamic place. You can really sense the fact that there's no complacency here. There's a striving for intellectual grit, for embracing art and culture. It seems to be embedded in the DNA here. So I want at this moment, when you've given me this great honour, to say that this place, this university, this place of learning changed my life. It actually gave me life, and it gave me excitement, challenges, support and understanding. So I say, you honour me today. Well, I honour you. I'm here today with my colleague, David Stratton, a man whose knowledge of film and attention to detail has contributed so significantly to film culture here, not just because of his knowledge, but for his passion and his extraordinary generosity. He gets so much joy out of sharing all of that with others. He's a treasure in this country, really a national treasure, and it's been a great privilege for me to have been his friend and colleague for so many years. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, now please welcome Dr. David Stratton.
Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor, members of the faculty, staff, distinguished guests, graduates, and their families and friends. I'm sure you won't be surprised to hear that my experience is very different from Margaret's. I'm incredibly thrilled to receive this honour today because one of the great regrets of my life is that I never had the opportunity for a university education. In fact, I didn't even finish high school or sit for final school exams. I'm probably the least educated person in this room. My father, who was a small businessman, saw no reason to spend a great deal of money on my education, and after I reached the age of 16, he took me out of school and found me a job. Actually, it was a pretty good arrangement for me because the job was far away from home and parental control. It wasn't too demanding. It was reasonably well paid. And I had every opportunity to indulge my passion, which was going to the cinema. I'd always seen as many movies as I could, often despite the disapproval of my parents. But from the age of 16, I went to the cinema every day of the week, twice on Wednesdays, which was my half day off, and 3 times on Sundays. Of course, there were a lot more cinemas in those days. I was living in a big city, Birmingham, and it was there that I discovered international cinema, not just Hollywood, not just British cinema, but the wonderful world of cinema from around the world. I also managed to catch up with some of the classics of the past that I'd missed, and I discovered that film societies took films as seriously as I did, and also screened films that I couldn't otherwise see. So as soon as I finished that work and got home, I started a film society in my hometown. And that was my education. And I've been lucky enough to use that education as the basis for everything I've done throughout my life. But perhaps if I'd been better educated, I might have gone on to make films. Undoubtedly, I would have been a better writer than I am, a more disciplined thinker than I am. But the knowledge I obtained from my obsessive hours spent in cinemas stood me in good stead. And I've been lucky. Those of you in this room who are graduating today, you may find in life that luck plays a major role in your future careers. It can be as basic as being in the right place at the right time. Because of my film knowledge, I was invited to direct the Sydney Film Festival when I was still in my early 20s. That's unthinkable today, I'm sad to say. Because I ran the Sydney Film Festival successfully at a profit for 18 years, I was asked to program films on the new SBS channel. At SBS, I met Margaret Pomeranz, and as you've heard, we started the movie show in 1986, which ran successfully, first at SBS, then at the ABC, for 28 years. Margaret and I had a feisty on-air relationship, which amused and entranced, I know, a lot of people. But off-screen, we became very close and good friends. We ended the program at the end of 2014. It was my fault, really. Margaret wanted to keep going, I think, but I thought that after 28 years of the same program, essentially, that was enough. I wanted to get out while people were still watching. I didn't wait until they were saying, "Who are those 2 old fogies up there?" I thought, let's go. But I still keep busy. I lecture on film history, not at this university, I'm sorry to tell you. I write about new films for a national newspaper. So I find different ways of indulging my passion. And almost every day, I discover or rediscover a film that excites me and inspires me. So those of you who are graduating here today, you'll go home with degrees that will be of immeasurable importance both to your professional career and to your personal lives. Every generation faces new and different challenges. For my generation, it was the fear of a nuclear conflict between the West and the communist countries. The challenges you face are very different, but they may appear no less formidable. Your generation will meet these challenges, and I have no doubt you will overcome them. But no matter what you aim to do in life, be passionate. Be passionate about the things that matter to you, and keep that passion alive. Keep your youthful optimism. Never lose sight of the most important things in life, and never forget, as hopefully you find rewarding and inspiring occupations, never forget that friends and family are essential elements for a happy and balanced life. Thank you.
Well, graduands, I'm sure you'll agree we've just heard two outstanding occasional addresses. I might say David and Margaret have created history today, because this is the first time that we've conferred honorary doctorates as a job lot. So they're still making history. And I must say, I was very sorry when their show ended, because I used to rely on them to guide me as to which films I should see. I thought they both had very good judgment, although, as David says, on occasions their exchanges were feisty. In fact, on one occasion I thought violence was going to break out, not from David but from Margaret, who I was sure was about to punch David in the face. But anyway, that didn't happen, but I very much regret that I now have to somehow or other find for myself which films I should go and watch, although I don't watch nearly as many as I used to watch when I used to watch David and Margaret. They used to give me the incentive to go and see things. We have been very honoured today to have both of them with us, and I think they deserve another great round of applause. Well, now, graduands, I mentioned earlier that there's nothing for you to be nervous about, but we now come to the key part of the ceremony, which is the conferring of the degrees, and it is the one part of the ceremony that makes me just a little bit nervous, because I've been informed by the highest legal authority in the state that if I confer a degree on someone who's not entitled to receive it, there's nothing I can do to take it back. So I have to make absolutely certain that everyone here today is eligible to graduate, and for that I need an ironclad assurance from the Deputy Registrar over there, Mr. Jonathan Wiley, that all of you are eligible to graduate, that none of you were ever late in submitting an assignment, and none of you ever missed a class. Jonathan, can you give me that assurance, please?
Chancellor, I certify that those candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees and diplomas they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees and diplomas please now stand?
Graduands, in the name of the Council of Macquarie University and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees and diplomas for which you have qualified. Graduates, congratulations.
Please be seated. Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Arts. Students and staff in this faculty work together within and across disciplinary boundaries to ask questions about socially complex problems. They identify paths of research, analyse and communicate ideas in creative formats, and reflect on the skills and knowledge they will need to understand the world in the past, but also in the present. Students are encouraged to use their skills and talents to connect with local and with global communities. The faculty includes research and study areas in ancient history, anthropology, English, Indigenous studies, international studies, law, media, music, communication and cultural studies, modern history, politics and international relations, philosophy, sociology, and security studies and criminology. Chancellor, I now call on Professor Martina Mullering, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Arts, to present the graduates. Professor Mullering.
Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Arts whom you have admitted to degrees. I present the graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Science. Brooke Diane Gretsch. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Jason Lionel Alata. Ghosti Aliriza. Konstantina Anagnostou. Mateo Arias Restrepo. Matthew Derek Atkins. Brianna Burkett. Benjamin Peter Byrne. Yandi Tsai. TJ Katubik. Zehal Chen. Sarah Fanika Chowdhury. Thomas Koller. Georgia Ellis Collis. Margaret Eleanor Crowley. Amy Elizabeth DeCellis. Valentine Tuchukwu Ezekbakile.
Amy, well done.
Nathan Fairbrother. Bernadette Claudia Ferlauto. Graziano Fois. Lara Fraser. Gabriella Margaret Glenn. Glenn Gustard. Sally Louise Hare. Tiana Jade Hawkins. Karen Ho. Callum Humphreys. Emma Jane Jerogan. Shiran Ji Rong. Annalisa Johnson, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Joshua Kim. Natasha King. Gemma Leonardo Layton. Ying Ying Lee. Ling Zhe Lu. Jacinta Rashmawati May. Patrick Lachlan McFarlane. Ella Milton. Tamara Mirzada. Bibi Gul Musavi. Victoria Nessis. Zenet Ajoa Nkrumah. Dylan Patrick Owen Taylor. Cindy Vokwak. Nicholas Ryder. Demi Robertson. Martin David Rogers. Chantal Romeo. Jessica Sarkis. Minachi Saverimutu. Shadi Sharazai. Catherine Gilsharp. Chuck Y. Shiu. Oscar Anthony Solomon. Guy Patrick Steinbeck. Flinders Rory Stokes. Brooke Isabella Sutton. Jacqueline Situ. Samantha J. Thomas. Joanne Victoria Thorpe. Georgia Turner. Peter Tsotis. Tien Wong. Siping Y. Gabrielle Louise Woodbridge. Kang Xia. Peking Gang. Mirai Candice Nora Youssef. Ray Young. Ray Young. Tsung Yao. Yuting Yao. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts Media. Christina Amanatidis. Brooklyn Andrews. Fabiola Ariza. Thomas Raymond Jeffries Atkinson. Evangeline Bell. Lindsay Jennifer Bennett. Daniel Beswick. Victoria Bryan. Olivia N. Burke. Sarah Campbell. Rebecca Chambers. Nicole Chan. Emily Cheeseman. Timothy Cheeseman. Nicole Dassault Chung. Christy Reckler Clinton. Chantel Cockram. Hayley Louise Cole. Eleanor Collinson. Lucy Isabel Cook. Nicole Helena Cook. Lloyd Cuff. Ellen Daly. Stephanie De Noble. Priyanka Dhammapalan. Georgia Farrell. Jeremy Ferrugia. Joseph Ferroni. Lisa Ellen Formby. Josh Frangi. Nicholas James Fraser. Benjamin Owen French. Lea Futili. Crystal Lee Gralton. Rebecca Gray. Cassandra Grima. Molly Haddon. Mary Hakimi. Anna Holling. Chanel Issa. Jakob Ivanek. Lulu Jemima. Rebecca Jane Johnston. Emma Moana Jones. Larissa Lee Jones. Hiu Jai David Ju. Celine Carlton. Jessica Clayman. Samantha Yiling Kao. Sabit Kozak. Kwasi Kwakwa. Jenny Lam. Perry Lam. Rebecca Maria Lely. Anna Michelle Lewin. Yun Yun Aaron Liu. Quinn Mai Leung. Winston Liu. Gemma Rose Lee Twin. Riley Mao. Laura Una McCann. Millicent Rose McCutcheon. Todd Ryman McHenry. Madeline McIver. Melissa McPhee. Louisa Middleton. Juliana Renee Montes. Jake Morecambe. Georgia Nelson. Marianne Norton. Annalise Francis O'Sullivan. Robert Payne. Taylor Jane Pridmore. Alex Jane Pugliese. Dominique Santo Rizzuto. Gabriella Jane Roberts. Eleanor Sexton. Anthony Spiercy. Nicole Deepa Singh. Jared Norris Smith. Thomas Peter Snowden. Kelly Angela Sonhing. Hannah Ruth Stewart. Adelaide Annie Stratton. Chloe Silas. Cherie Yuk Yu Tam. Sarah Ann Taylor. Holly Catherine Thompson. Daniela Tosson. Sophie Turner. Chun Fai Wai. Nicole Elizabeth Warwick. Xiong Xiong. Ariane Celeste Zaragoza. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Future Journalism, Laura Michelle Bennett. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Policy and Applied Social Research, Bronwyn Newman. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Research and the University Medal for Media, Anne Hine, who has been awarded with distinction for a thesis entitled Twitter Images and Persona Production, a case study of Pope Francis. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research. Sarah Delavia for a thesis entitled Challenging the Drum Kit, Musical Identities and Habitus. Ting Ting Hu for a thesis entitled Representation of Females as Victims in Hong Kong Crime Films 2003 to 2015, Perspectives from One Night in Mongkok, Protégé and the Stew Pigeon. Daniel Stamatov for a thesis entitled Murder and Masochism, Exploring Violence as a Mode of Engaging with Fiction. Michael Thurlow for a thesis entitled Station Break, A History of Regional Commercial Television Ownership and Control. Alison Claire Walker for a thesis entitled Living Narratives, Cinematic Corporeality, Sonicity, and Negotiating the Cinesomatic Experience. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Anna Mariko Bronowski for a thesis entitled Tricks of the Trade. Dr. Dennis Bruning for a thesis entitled Somatechnics, the Matter of Materiality. Dr. Jasmine Sophia Janif Dean for a thesis entitled Sentimental Songs, Melodrama and the Nature of Filmic Narrative in Hindi Cinema, 1951 to 1963. Dr. Janet Louise Gibson for a thesis entitled Not the Right Kind of Dementia Story, Representing Identities in Reality Theatre and Performance. Dr. Patrick Sean O'Grady for a thesis entitled Studio-Based Songwriting, Music Production and Shaping the Pop Song. Dr. Wei Shui for a thesis entitled Regulation of Personal Data on Social Networking Sites, a comparative study of the UK and China. Chancellor, that completes this morning's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Arts.
Chancellor, I now call on Miss Annalisa Johnson, who is graduating today with a Bachelor of Arts, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Miss Johnson.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished faculty representatives, fellow students and guests, I would like to thank you for the invitation to be today's graduate speaker. As a natural introvert, I'm rather out of my element speaking in front of such a large crowd, but I initially considered to be a great challenge, I've come to recognise is an even greater honour. As graduates of Macquarie University, we have each faced challenges along the way. Here today we celebrate the fact that we have overcome all of these challenges to reach this important milestone in our lives, our graduation day. One thing that I have learned from this degree is it is important never to give up on our potential and that we can always have the ability to exceed our previous achievements and expectations no matter what adversity we have faced. I also learned, however, that to achieve our potential, we must also make great commitment and work hard to improve our skills. For me, the starting point for that commitment happened in 2011, and I came to the University Open Day and found the new arts major in interactivity and games. I was pleased to then discover that my areas of interest were legitimate academic disciplines that were treated with the respect they deserve. I appreciated the high-level practical, technical and creative skills taught in this major and this entire department. I also appreciated how it also connected the disciplines to big picture issues in wider society and culture. I appreciated how Macquarie University even lets us take units outside our discipline and throughout the university so that we can connect our discipline-specific knowledge to other fields and larger interdisciplinary issues and ideas. In general, the value I have found from this arts degree was more than I had ever anticipated. This was in no small part thanks to the privilege of being taught by some exceptional lecturers. I've appreciated how much they have encouraged us to use our critical thinking and to be able to have our own ideas and creativity. I also thank them for helping us refine all of these through their critique, feedback and constructive criticism. On behalf of all the graduates here today, I'd like to thank all the lecturers and teaching staff for all the knowledge and skills that you have shared with us. While it may seem to you that this is simply a part of your job, your attention, care and investment in us as students has encouraged us to strive to reach our greatest potential. It has developed our abilities to think and learn well beyond the degree. And I'd like to personally thank Rowan Tyke, Steve Collins, John Simons and all the other staff who taught me. It's your inspiration and encouragement that kept me motivated and committed to my degree and motivated me to believe in my potential. Thanks to your help and guidance, I'm standing here today. As graduates, we have proven that we are able to meet the goals that we set for ourselves. So while we celebrate today, let's remember as we move into the future to always work towards achieving our potential by continuing to develop and apply our knowledge, skills, creative and critical thinking to both our disciplines and the world around us. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Annalisa, on your degree and also on a very, very fine speech. And I hope you'll maintain an association with Macquarie University for all of your life. Certainly, we'd love to see you back here, perhaps to do some more study, but in whatever capacity. Thank you once again. I'm sure you'd like to join with me in thanking Honorary Ceremonial. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that lovely voice belongs to Heda Paisley, and I'm sure you'll agree it was a superb performance. And Heda, by the way, is one of our own. She's on the staff here at Macquarie University, and we like to think that everyone who graduates from Macquarie University can sing like that. I think she deserves another great round of applause. I'd also like to thank our fabulous musicians over there. We have Dr. Son Ing, our theorbist, I think is the correct word. Sorry? Oh, okay. And we also have on the trumpet Melanie McLaughlin and our organist Dr. James Forsyth. And we also have some very special people who are our alumni volunteers who come along to our graduation ceremonies just to make sure that everything goes smoothly for your graduation. I'm sure you'd like to thank them as well. Well, now, graduates, this ceremony marks the end of one stage in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it is certainly not the end of your association with Macquarie. From today on, for the rest of your lives, you are part of the bigger Macquarie family, which is our alumni, and part of the network of 167,000 Macquarie alumni spanning the globe. We'll keep in touch with you through our alumni program, which is focused on lifelong learning, lifelong support and lifelong connections. Our commitment to you is to help you keep in touch and engaged with Macquarie throughout your life. And please, graduates, do make sure to come back to Macquarie either to undertake more study or perhaps attend alumni events or use our aquatic and fitness facilities, or even if the mood takes you to come back with family and friends just to enjoy a picnic down by the lake. Well, graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. Believe it or not, you, each and every one of you, can change the world. And you don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner to do it either, because almost everything you do, in your homes, in your workplaces, and in your communities, matters and can make a huge difference. The consequences of every effort, every action, large or small, can reverberate throughout society, through the decades, indeed the centuries. Even something as simple as a kind word or gesture can often be the spark that ignites a great life or a great career or a great achievement. So as Chancellor of Macquarie University, I charge you to use what you have learned not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of the community. I charge you to use the skills and knowledge you have acquired with rigour and integrity, and to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry. I charge you to recognise the worth and dignity of all people, particularly those who have not had the opportunities that you've enjoyed. I charge you to set high goals and to continue the hard work that has brought you so far. And I charge you, wherever you go, go with all your heart. And in all you do, I charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. Now, graduates, I hope also that you'll always remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom, of course, are here with you to celebrate today. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, graduates, I'm going to ask you to just do a couple of things. Graduates, will you now please stand? Now I'd like you to place your degrees on the seats behind you so that your hands are free, and I'd like you to turn around to face your families and your friends. And now I invite you to give them a mighty round of applause. The graduates can turn around now, but don't sit down because we'll be leaving in just a moment. But I would remind you to pick up your degrees. We wouldn't want anyone leaving it behind. Here on the dais behind me, some other people I think you'd like to thank, and they're the representatives of our academic staff who have supported you throughout your journey at Macquarie. Please join with me in thanking them as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, shortly I will lead the official party out through the centre aisle, and it will be my honour to invite our newest graduates, and indeed all of you, to join us for some refreshments overlooking the lake. And I would also invite all of you to join the academic procession after the graduates and down through the park and down to the Macquarie. Ladies and gentlemen, would you now all please stand and remain standing until the last graduate has processed out. Well, graduates, I wish you the very best for the future. And in the words of the old Irish blessing, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Graduates, good luck.